Hey guys, Iceman here. And as many of you probably know, the ladder is going to reset pretty soon, man. The 15th of this bloody month. That's in 3 days. And Daddy will indeed be making a sorceress to combat the minions of hell. But anyway, this is my advices regarding what to do for the ladder reset if you want to be a Necromancer. Alright, now this guy's level 53, and this is only normal mode. But as you can see here, some of the skills you want to first invest in, initially, that's going to make it your the easiest route possible, I think, is going to be summoning. Because Poison and Bone, although they can be great, like endgame, once you get a Death's Web, once you get a Bramble Armor, or an Enigma rather, and Triangle Set, it can be GG. But it takes a long time for that to be effective, and Poison Dagger is just so damn slow, man. The duration just keeps increasing as you increase the level, so it takes forever to kill an enemy with it. So you're probably going to want to go Summoning and Corpse Explosion. Start pumping a few into Ray Skeleton right away, because those little bastards are going to help you quite a bit when the game begins. And then you want to have one into Skeleton Mastery. But they actually do relatively decent damage. As far as I know, if you level them up good enough, you can get them to do well in hell even. Or at least it'll be achievable to solo the game on its own. Now that's a good reason why people like to go with the Necromancer. It offers a lot of versatility to where you don't really have to worry about blockades being monsters who are immune to your skills. Because basically you carry almost all the elements with this guy. You got physical damage, you have poison and bone damage, you have fire damage with your fire golem if you want, and even your curses can take away their resistances, or their immunities even. Lower resist is known to break immunities, like lightning immunes, for example. So you can go with that as well. And Decrepify obviously slows them and increases the damage that they take from you because it takes away their physical resistances, which is extremely helpful in hell. But of course, what folks like to do is raise some skeletons, have your Decrepify, but initially you're going to be using Amplify damage until you get to Decrepify. And probably Clay Golem. Now, Clay Golem rocks because when it hits the enemies, it actually slows them down. That's why if you use your Clay Golem, as well as Decrepify against a boss, which slows them as well, it's going to slow them big time, man. You're going to be able to murder Satan, and he's barely even going to take a few swipes at you, and you're easily going to be able to get out of the way of those swipes he's taking at you. So you're going to have a little army of skellies with your Clay Golem going on, and it's going to be a damn good time. Now, Corpse Explosion is a skill that's known to generally only get 1 point invested in it. But it does quite well with just 1 point. The damage is always the same. It's 70 to 120% of corpse life. Damage done to enemies surrounding it. The radius changes as it levels up. But of course, once you get all your GG gear, it's not going to be that difficult for it to achieve a acceptable range to where you can destroy shit no problem. That's my doggy going off. I think I will keep this video going. The show must go on, whether or not the dog is going to bark. This advice is very important for those of you who intend to do the ladder, and I encourage you to do so. It's going to be a blast, man. There's nothing like running through the den of evil with but a club in hand, beating the shit out of each demon individually. Every freaking find that you come across basically is a potential upgrade, and the probability is drastically increased from, say, where we are today, late in the ladder. We have all the GG stuff. So it's rewarding to start over because you just continually find things that benefit your character. So the drops are more rewarding, more frequently. And it lasts some time. It's a good time, and I don't race to the top. I just do it just to start over, and there's a hell of a lot of people who play it when it resets. So I would recommend, if you haven't yet considered, I recommend you consider it to play the damn ladder, man. But basically, you're going to want to find some plus skill stuff, obviously. A Graven Spine would be epic to find because it gives 2 to Necro skills. It's very cheap, and it's a low-level unique. And Wall of Eyeless as well. It only requires level 20, and it gives you a nice faster cast rate and mana per kill. So a very nice low-level items, as well as Mage Fist. And if you want to run Fire Golem, this will help you out in that field because it gives 1 to fire skills. But most importantly, the faster cast rate and the regenerate mana. So just some basic junk gear that is easily attainable if you happen to have a decent amount of MF and just start killing the bosses and doing runs. You could do the Travical, kill the Council, a normal mode even. If you want to have a chance to find some decent uniques, you can just keep running them. And you should eventually find some decent shit. But the Necromancer is great for running the game on your own. And I know there's actually a good amount of people who intend to make a Necromancer when the ladder resets for that reason. With a Sorceress, you're going to be focusing primarily on one element, to where you're going to be running into immunes throughout the game, especially if you're trying to make your way through hell on your own. So you will have some difficulty in that. Of course, then there's the hybrid sorks, but you're going to sacrifice some in the area of damage. So there's a loss that comes with that. But the Necromancer is just simply one who can go through the game with not much issue if you make the proper build. Now, once you get to Nightmare, people like to cast Amplified Damage and then switch over to Corpse Explosion. When one dies, you destroy the corpse and it just kills everything around it, man. It's very effective. Because, of course, the amplified damage is going to multiply your corpse explosion. So it's freaking GG. And then there's Blood Golem that you're most likely going to use in Act 2. Once you hit level 18, I would recommend to right away switch over to Blood Golem, because he's going to have more survivability than your Clay Golem. And if you only invest 1 point in these guys initially and you don't have plus skill gear, you're going to need that survivability in your Blood Golem. Plus it does more damage. And it's kind of handy how you share life with it, to where he will fill you up with life every time he swipes an enemy. And Iron Golem is kind of fun to experiment with as well. I started using this before I hit level 30. It takes on the properties of the weapons. It does a little bit more damage, but perhaps what's most interesting about it is how it returns damage back to the enemies. It has thorns damage, man. But you got to find something metal to make it out of. See, but look at this corpse explosion, how effective it is. It just destroys that shit. So it's very helpful, and then especially if you amplify damage these guys, you're just gonna waste them, and it's a blast. Yeah, Poison Nova is kind of like an endgame Necromancer build. So you could try to go poison initially, but like I said, you're gonna have problems. You're probably going to still want to rely on minions, to where you're not going to have a fully optimized poison necro. So you could just go summoning route until you start finding the triangle sets. And then once you start getting the triangle set, you could consider going poison then. It's a good time because it has a lot of area of effect, Poison Nova. But the problem is, the damage just isn't quite there at higher levels, and you really need the negative percentage to poison resistance gear. You want to reduce the enemy's poison resistances, because without that, you'll probably struggle a bit. Of course, you can cast lower resist, and then do the poison Nova, and that'll kill them quite a bit faster. But it's just once you get triangle set, it's really going to be game changing. But this summoning build is rather effective, I found. I'm not a pro at the Necromancer, but I have been involved in this game basically ever since it came out. I took a break and played some Diablo 3, but I came back to this as I found a lot of players actually are. It's pretty impressive how many people are going back to Diablo 2. I really had no idea that the community was so large. I assumed most people just kind of stopped playing it when Diablo 3 came out, and it kept that way, but apparently that's really not the case. In fact, word on the street has it that more people are watching Diablo 2 streams than they're watching Diablo 3 streams. So that's quite telling, right? And as some of you know, I made a video on this as well. Blizzard just recently announced that they're hiring for positions regarding a new Diablo project, dude. Holy shit. So that's going to be extremely exciting when we start getting news regarding that. Yeah, and you can count on Iceman to make videos of me just killing the shit out of things and getting highly involved in that game. Very much looking forward to that. Yeah, we've been waiting for a new Diablo game for some time. And the hopes are this, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys agree with me that they learned that they kind of screwed up in Diablo 3. You can't give everyone a damn trophy like they do in Diablo 3. You know, that takes away the competitive aspect. You can't take away dueling. You know, you got to have the rarity of things. Like rune words, for example. It's nice to save up and collect and make GG items. And you can't take away trading either. This is just the beginning of the things that are wrong with Diablo 3. Oh my god, he almost wasted me right there. Yeah, just the beginning, man. And the list goes on and on. But the hopes are this, that we're going to get more people rallied up and playing this game. Because the more people that play this game, the more Blizzard's going to realize that they did it right with this one. So they're going to take some pointers, and if they want to have that lasting effect, they're going to have to take pointers from frickin' Diablo 2. You know what I mean? Shit, this guy just beat my ass. I almost got killed by Diablo, and I'm level 50-something. Of course, look at this. I have 110 points remaining still for... what is that? I could probably kick his ass with just these couple of guys. Let's go take a look. Let's see if I can. And I'll use Fire Golem as well. Yeah, really looking forward to this new Diablo project. Hopefully we'll be receiving some word on it shortly. He really kicked my ass. Look at this. I got these 3 minions now going after him. Oh, gosh. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, Satan really... Okay, here we go. He's dead. Gee whiz, beat my ass. Okay, but what do you guys think about this Necromancer build? And just these quick pointers about what to do if you want to make a Necro on the reset. Let me know in the comment section below. And more videos to come. You know, you guys have been quite supportive. I appreciate it. And just hit 600 subscribers. Really trying to get to 1,000 as soon as possible. So spam the hell with this video throughout the interwebs, you know what I mean? Spam it on Reddit and shit like that. Appreciate it. So I'm the Iceman. More videos to come.